Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Capital. And this is a continuation of some video I took in Corktown, the day of the Dream Cruise. But I'd like to welcome Darren. He is in the studio to help with the voiceover.
Hello, Dennis.
How you doing there?
Great. How's it going tonight?
You're happy because the Lions won earlier this afternoon.
An unexpected pleasure from the Kitties.
They beat the Cardinals, yeah. Phenomenal. What a way to start the season. They're a perfect 1-0.
Lions should always beat Cardinals. They're much bigger.
Okay, but let's call the action here. I'm behind this deli place, so these are the different ingredients that go into making a bagel. Were you aware of that, Darren? Look, flour. See that?
There was a pig there, wasn't there?
I missed that. They have a map of Corktown, or a mural on the side of their building. And Corktown is coming back. Now, do you remember when Tiger Stadium was in Corktown?
No, I wasn't there 100,000 times.
Yeah, well, a lot of people feared Corktown would take a big dive after Tigers left town and went to Comerica Park. But for whatever reason, Corktown is thriving quite well, thank you very much. And you got a Corktown neighborhood and a North Corktown even. But they have a nice little garden area here, so I'm relaxing. There was a Tiger game earlier, and the game was letting out, so some people were walking back. And do you know any of these establishments?
Bagels? I think I just saw that earlier on your show.
You saw that. Nemo's, you know.
Oh, yes, I know Nemo's.
8th Street, that's an Italian restaurant out of Via.
Tiger Stadium.
There it is.
Huh.
But now it's going to be a Little League ballpark, so they're well underway into making that happen. But a lot of restaurants, bar establishments, Slows certainly has made a name for themselves. And the White Castle, you've been there. I know you have. You don't want to admit it. That's fine dining. Usually, at 3 in the morning?
It can be really late.
It's whatever's open at that time. But, this was the day of the Dream Cruise, and that's Happier Camper. I wonder what that's all about. There's some businesses back here, and there's also plenty of, lofts and apartment kind of establishments, so the millennials are moving into town. Some mural action. But yeah, this is the day of the Dream Cruise, so I'm going to make it to downtown area, and I'll head up Woodward here shortly. And then, to follow that, we'll have some Evansville, Indiana. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Evansville, Indiana.
Yeah. We're going to check that city out.
That's somewhere outside the state of Michigan.
Yeah. And then we're going to go to Hopkinsville, Kentucky. And I won't tell you what for, but you'll find out soon enough.
I can hardly wait.
Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Oh, yeah. That's when we get into the Small World USA portion of the program. When I'm in Detroit, we're going to call it Motor Capital, but when I hop in the car or plane or whatnot, Small World USA.
No, I get that now.
Okay.
I never used to.
Here, Mogo, if you want to get around a little more on a bicycle, take the Mogo. Grinnell Place is what they call this here. And they have nice balconies. Okay, Woodward Avenue, Grand Trunk, that's a pub, but it used to be a ticket office for the train station. And the People Mover, that's our elevated rail, but look at the street level rail here, the Q line.
You had them going over and across. That was really impressive. Nice shot.
Well, that was probably by accident. But anyways, yeah, the Q line, it was free until Labor Day. Now it's a $1.50 can be used in a 3-hour time frame. And then they have daily and weekly passes. I rode it once, but I'll certainly have to do it again. But Woodward Avenue is Main Street, Detroit. And we have a Hard Rock Cafe, so you know we're big time. It took us a while, but when we got one of those, it was like, oh yeah.
Well, the party has started.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was all about. Here, the Kearns clock, and you can see my timing is fairly accurate, or theirs is, or vice versa, or we're in sync, I guess. But this is, the hustle and bustle of Woodward Avenue. A lot of these buildings now turning into lofts.
This is tremendously exciting.
Oh, yeah. Get the younger folk downtown. They want to be where the action is. And now we have a city with 4 sports stadiums within, 3, but they're within walking distance of each other. Ford Field, Comerica Park, and the aptly named Little Caesars Arena. LCA is the acronym. I thought that was a airport-like terminal, like DTW is for Detroit. I thought LCA. Is that Los Angeles? No.
LCA is what it is?
LCA, Little Caesars Arena. That's okay. Get used to that.
I thought it would be CC. Caesars Complex.
Like I said,
Yeah.
it's emotional. He was still emotional.
Buy one, get one free. They had that 2-for-1 for quite some time. I'm going to race that queue line. It didn't have a chance. This is their transit or their repair station. And I'm heading up Woodward Avenue. There's a nice Catholic church there. The bishop is out there. Or the archbishop, maybe. Look at this car, though. You like this one?
What is that, a Chevy?
I think that's a Pontiac.
Pontiac?
Yeah, so even though the Dream Cruise, technically, by the book, it starts at 8 Mile in Ferndale and goes up to Pontiac, I'd like to think that soon there will be that day where people recognize that the whole stretch of Woodward Avenue can be used for the Dream Cruise. And Detroit gets on board. Because to me, Detroit's the Motor City. What do you think?
Well, it was the original motor capital, right?
Well, yeah.
Of the world.
So it just makes sense that they include Detroit. Yet, I don't know. I'm not the sharpest tack in the box, so maybe that's why I haven't figured this out. But for me, it stands to reason Detroit should be part of the Dream Cruise. Just saying.
Henry Ford, baby.
Yeah, well, here we got some Henry Ford history. Here's a kind of like a rural trail here, but it's in an urban environment. But I'm going to do a little cross-country here with my new Ford Focus.
Is this legal, Dennis? Are you doing something illegal?
Yeah, I might be doing a lawn job. I think that's what they call it. But here, look, home of the Model T. Who would have known? You would think maybe Ford would get involved with the Dream Cruise and make this kind of like one of the stops along the way kind of a thing. Because this was the $5 day kind of thing. There's an awful lot of history tied up in this place. I kid you not. The assembly line.
You look like you're riding on the grass.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to make a point here. Maybe somebody at Ford Motor can ask the question to the top brass as to what they're going to do. But they got a little payback because I made a right-hand turn here, and then I bottomed out when there was a little curb. I mean, I just scraped the bottom. I didn't get stuck or nothing, but yeah, serves me right.
Well, excellent.
But yeah, this is, there it is, the Ford Focus. But here was the turnstile where the workers would go into the plant. It's now getting overgrown with vines and everything. It's amazing how our history is getting taken over by Mother Nature, and nobody seems to care. But
Mother Nature owns nature.
yeah, well, look, further up Woodward now, this is like my favorite bar, but bad news, they're actually closed right now. But this is when they were open, the Stonehouse Bar. And let's listen to some blues here a little bit.
He had a whole thing of.
Oh yeah, I love the neon sign. And then took advantage here. I got a hamburger. There's some architecture, Darren, and that's a senior building.
I'm thinking about the pink menu.
Yeah, I had just a burger. So I'm going to sit down on the stage here and just read the Metro Times and have my burger. You better shop around. There it is. Does that look good? I got tomatoes, chopped and chopped onions.
Looks good.
It's quiet in the hood here on this day. This is the State Fair neighborhood. This is just south of where the Michigan State Fair used to be. We haven't had the State Fair in quite some time. It's kind of moved over to Novi. I've never checked out the Novi location. But with the urban planning thing, it's like what to do with this particular neighborhood. And Magic Johnson is supposed to develop the property up here and the actual State Fair land, but it's been mired in red tape somehow because a lot of talk, but I haven't seen any shovels hit the ground yet. But then you have the whole neighborhood just south of the State Fair, which is due for a lot of improvement too. These are the new LED lights, and you can actually see them from satellite imagery. They shed a different kind of light than the other neighborhoods. Somebody showed a satellite thing, and Detroit had a different footprint for lighting than the suburbs did. It was quite dramatic. But yeah, pretty bright lights, and that's one of the things to have if you're going to have a functional neighborhood. You need good street lights.
LEDs.
LED lights, yep. And they save power, too. So
They save power?
there you go. You're all about saving money, so sure.
I like to save the power.
Yeah. While using less electricity, less money, less of a global footprint. Nowadays, we have to be concerned, I think, a little bit with global warming, don't you think?
Global warming is a thing.
Yeah, something to be concerned with.
It is happening.
DET.com is the website if you want to know what the next show will be or when the show airs. It's mainly Comcast. But
Global warming is happening.
It is? Yeah, you got to wonder with these hurricanes and everything, right?
Well, we just had a couple. One that
Harvey
caused, yes,
and Irma.
Harvey caused the most damage ever, it looks like. And Irma is just born.
Yeah, well, here I went further down. Oh, wait a second, no. Yeah, further down Woodward, and there was some people showing some cars.
And the hell you expect me to understand? Don't even talk to your man. Oh, let's straighten it out. Let's straighten it out. Oh, sit down and talk to me. Yeah. And tell me what's on your mind. I need your mind all the time, baby.
Well, I don't know what was all going down there, but it was kind of funny. They were playing it up a little bit, but here's a few nice convertibles here on Woodward. The nice Palmer Park area. Did you ever do the Dream Cruise, Darren?
I've been out there.
Hey, watch what happens when I press this button. It lights up.
Wow.
I'm under the lights. DET.com. It's showtime.
That's technology,
Yeah.
wireless, and
It's going leaps.
camera and
It's leaps and
a
bounds.
picture you took. Amazing.
Here, this place is for lease. I love the artwork on the side, but it's time to head for home.
Don't telegraph it.
Yeah, and I have to be careful too when music plays in the background on the radio. Most systems that this show airs, not a problem, but in Detroit I have to upload onto YouTube, and YouTube somehow through the magic of science can figure out that I'm playing regular music, and it doesn't like that. They think I need an oil change here pretty soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get that oil change.
5,000 miles, you should get an oil change, so I'm due. But I'm going to take a road trip here, so I filled up with gas. First state I had to go to was Ohio. This is going to be the Evansville, Indiana portion. So this is the bus terminal. It used to be the bus terminal, but they preserved this and retrofitted it into a bar and a restaurant. How cool is this?
The Greyhound.
BRU Burger Bar. But yeah, classic. This is what stood out in the town. And then I got in, and well, here was the original layout, how it looked, and then these old buses. They're classic. So they're lined up, and it's like, and then the bus is on the side, a scale model. But the restaurant was closed. I got here too late. And look at here, a vintage bus rally. So this is coming up. Anybody that drives a bus around, they're going to have a bus parade. Don't miss the bus. So I think that, I forget what the dates were. I'd have to look at it again. But I would have gone in there for a meal and a drink and whatnot, but they were closed. I got here a little too late. My road trip driving, there was a lot of construction, and I went through Cincinnati, and they're working on the bridges. It just, summer road construction.
You're blaming your lateness on the road construction?
Yeah. It just, this was on a Sunday, and actually I should have gotten up earlier and left earlier, and I didn't. Here's a lady trying to put the boat, onto the trailer there, and they're having a good time with that. But this is the Ohio River, and here she tries again. Well, it's kind of dark. I don't know if you can see all that, but I think they ultimately were successful. This is the bus restaurant by dark. I'm going around the backside, and yeah, I like this. Older buildings repurposed. How cool is this?
What city is this now?
Evansville, Indiana, which is like the southern, like the southwestern portion, down by the tippity bottom of Indiana, south of Indianapolis. Indianapolis is like in the middle of the state, but Evansville is due south, directly due south on the banks of the Evansville River.
Are the people down there cool?
I didn't meet too many of them because, I got down here and it was kind of late, and very little was open. It was a Sunday night.
So they were sleepy.
Yeah, here's their main street. They have a casino there. I showed that, Tropicana. But yeah, they rolled up the sidewalks because it's pretty dead right now. Well, I stopped in here at the... wait a second. I'll get to it. There was an establishment open, and there was like 2 colleges in town. So this place was open. Peephole Bar and Grill. Crazy name, but... they're on Main Street here, so I opted for the hamburger there. And that's the rest of the menu. They had some Eclipse art here. Wolf views of the eclipse. That $30. That's, you could afford that.
I could indeed.
Yeah, that's some fine eclipse art.
Just the one time.
Yeah, well, this is the lights off the Ohio River. And I don't like saying Ohio, trust me, but that's what it's called. They have a fountain and a trolley stop and a courthouse, I believe.
This looks like some small town stuff.
Yeah, I'm kicking myself that I wasn't there earlier and couldn't have done a little more walking around. But here you got some neon, and you're probably thinking...
A rabbit, a fish.
Yeah. And what's that? It's a cardinal. No, it's probably a
That's
robin or blue jay.
That's a
but
dog.
Yeah, but that's the pet food center. Help wanted all ships. But yeah, they had the neon going. That was pretty cool. This is where I stayed, and I'll vouch for this place. Nice, clean rooms. They have that nice breakfast in the morning. I could even get Domino's delivered here if I wanted to.
You can even open your room with that.
Yeah, with an electronic key. Can you? Oh, man.
That is fascinating.
What they'll come up with. So just a little spinorama of the room to see what you get. It was $70. What did I do? Booking.com. And so
Booking.com.
Trivago and all those, hotels.com, they're probably all the same. This one came with a shower, a toilet, a sink, the whole 9 yards. Okay, I got to switch tapes here, you know, the routine. This is when you entertain.
Da 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 da.
No, tell a joke or something.
A joke?
Yeah, I don't know.
I was feeding a young dolphin. That was a youthful porpoise.
Okay, enough of that.
That wasn't my joke.
Enough of that. Sorry, folks. Sorry you had to hear that. Okay, now, this is Monday, August 21st, and I cross over into Kentucky, but it's weird. I still have to cross the Ohio River, but you're in Kentucky even before you get across the river. But anyways, aging infrastructure, they have to redo these bridges, so it was a major traffic jam. It took forever to get across the Ohio River, but that I am about to do. But some nice styling on these bridges. Do you like these old?
Yes.
The steel work?
That last joke was Norm Macdonald's.
Oh, so you're not going to take the blame?
No.
I think you still should, to be honest. But anyways, this is the Ohio River, right? But yeah, here we go. Onward to Hopkinsville, Kentucky. And what could possibly make me want to go there? But yeah, this took forever to get across here. And, you know, a lot of times with traffic jams and stuff, you get to the other side and you find out it's like if policemen were just manning the lights, the stoplights, they could make the traffic move a whole lot smoother. So that's what that situation was. It was infuriating. Anyways, I'm in Hopkinsville. I got free parking. This is the spot right here.
I can see that. How'd you find that was the red spot?
Well, it was the spot too. This place, and we'll find out soon enough, but we'll take a little create. If you're artistic, Alhambra Theater. I'm not going to let on quite yet to what it is, but we'll find out soon enough. This is their main street.
It's just one way, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's the only way you can go on a street like that.
Here you can get the year, born on year.
Born on date.
Mm-hmm. They do that, I think, with beer, too.
Oh.
Maybe. But it's nice to know when a building was built. Here we go. Solar eclipse events. I'm actually in Eclipseville. Here it is, Darren.
What does that mean?
Oh.
What the heck are you talking about?
That black line that goes across there. That's
I don't understand. What is that?
Oh. Well, Billy Goat,
That's
dude,
a billy goat. That's the sign of the end times.
Yeah, this guy, he was a character. He had the bus, and he
Kitty
was
League Class D baseball.
Yeah, a little minor league action. It's too bad I didn't have more time to spend. Here, this hamburger place, they must have had good hamburgers. They were around the block there. And the traffic was coming on in because they're expecting a big crowd here because this is where a solar eclipse is going to happen. It's fairly rare.
Why would that be so rare?
It's where the moon lines up and it blocks the sun entirely, a total eclipse. Martians were even checking out this.
Does this happen like all the time or something? How do
No,
you know
not
it's
all the
gonna
time.
happen?
It's rare. It's very rare.
Well, how would you know what's going to happen?
Well, they talked about this for a few months.
So they just found out about it a little few months ago?
No, they've known about this, and people have been booking hotel rooms and planning for it and so forth. You can see the people hanging out in the park, and it was a brutal day. It was like 90 degrees, high humidity, but people were in town for sure. They had, look at this, train action. You like trains?
Well, trains are fine. They serve a youthful purpose.
Sure they do. Here, look at this, path of totality, and how many minutes you'll get of totality. And if you go down to Hopkinsville, 2 minutes and 41 seconds. It looks like that is, they max out. This is it. Here's the countdown clock. Some people thought it was the countdown to the end of the world. You think that sometimes, don't you?
Yes, pretty much about most things.
Well, with the Donald in office, who knows?
Mr. Trump worries me.
Yeah, he's going to eclipse the whole universe or the world. There'll be some, yeah.
He seems to have some Russian connections.
Yeah, not quite sure. But here they had a website, NASA.gov was in, Main Street Tavern. I went in here to check it, and I thought, okay, I'll get a drink. And they said, we're closing. And they allowed me to have one drink. And they said, why are you guys closing? You guys could be doing a knock-up business. And they said, we want to see the eclipse. I love that ceiling. There, here are the glasses. And so to protect your eyes, you're supposed to put those glasses on. And this was like a 3-hour event. It took a while to have the totality. And then it's going to happen. And then the sun will start reappearing. But we'll see soon enough before the end of this hour.
That's waxing and waning, right?
Yeah, kind of. Exactly. Yep.
Kind of exactly, yes.
Well, it's for the moon they talk about waxing and waning, but with the totality, it would be waning and then waxing, I guess, the sun would be. I don't know if you can still use that terminology for the sun doing that, but geez, Darren, I'll have to do some research.
Sorry about that. I did not want you to do any research on my account, ever.
The best insured service right there at this Cleaners. Here, read this. Speed read. It says right there.
Oh, I see.
And I'm right where the star is.
Oh, my gosh. Yep.
Solar eclipse.
Oh,
Question mark? Here, this will answer
yep.
all your questions.
Oh, goodness. Yep.
Read.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That is complex.
As the designated point of greatest
Astronomy
eclipse.
enthusiasts, I understand. Yes. An experience is an eclipse in just 40 seconds. Amazing.
I knew you'd be impressed.
One of the best things I've ever read.
See, and then it shows here, too, how the sun and the moon and the earth is lined up. You have the umbra, penumbra, the moon's orbit, Earth's orbit. You see all that?
Is this science, Dennis?
It's kind of is, but I don't know if you should believe all science. Maybe not.
How would we know that this was going to happen on this particular day, like 50 years ago? How is that possible?
No, these scientists, astronomers, people that are good at looking at these things. Here the water meter, Wabash, Indiana is where it's made, but it's a dry county kind of a thing. So that one bar closed, and I said, hey, if the world ends, I want to at least, drink it away kind of a thing. So I went to this place, Discount Liquors. If you're going to buy booze, it might as well be the cheap stuff, right? They got Eclipse moonshine.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's right next to the Piggly Wiggly. I mean, those are the best grocery stores. Isn't that a great name for a grocery store?
That is the stuff.
I didn't get any moonshine. I should have. I got my standard rum. Some people. Well, here we go. All the way from Michigan. That guy came from. This person here from Ohio.
Could be.
Another Ohio. Oh man, Ohio. Okay, Virginia, Illinois, Indiana, Pennsylvania. Oh yeah, Eclipse or bust. We were one kindred family. We were in this together. There were some youngsters hawking donuts or water, that kind of thing. But yeah, getting close to the part where the eclipse, I think, has already started, but unfortunately...
Is that plane okay?
Yeah, I think so. The eclipse is beginning, but I can't show it. It didn't work with my glasses and the camcorder. If I looked through the glasses just with my eyes, everything was cool, but I couldn't get the camcorder to pick it up. Now, they say it's safe when it's a total eclipse to look up and take a photo of the eclipse when it's happening in the totality. So I'll be able to get that shot. Here, Diana Ross and the Supremes. They were playing in Gary, Indiana. 650. Here was a different version of the solar eclipse glasses. But this, I was in a bar establishment, and it was a dry county, but if you brought in your own booze, they would provide the mixer and the glass and the ice. And so you could, mix your own and just kind of, tip them. It's kind of like state law in Kentucky. They just do things a little different down there.
Well, that's the way it should be done.
Anyways, they had a room on the side here. The stage could be up front. Apparently, they have live performances all the time, specifically, mainly, or whatnot, on the weekends. Missed out on all of that, but boy, I like the blues scene, so maybe if I'm ever through Evansville again, I'll have to stop by here. I think the proprietor's name was Jeff. And they had their equipment up front. Here we go. Rare solar eclipse happening coast to coast. And so, yeah, I think it was around 1:25. Well, I'll show the clock, but people are walking down to the park where you'll have a clear view. It still looks sunny enough, but it was just like it was a little cloudy, I guess. Nothing out of the ordinary.
I'm starting to feel a little bit anxious.
Yeah, well, I think I was excited. It's like, oh gosh, it's getting close, and so, yeah, I was antsy. But pretty soon I'll be by the park, and I wanted to get here because this is where the serious people were.
You never know. You just don't know if it's going to happen, but you know it is.
The scientists say it's going to happen. They got this figured out. Whistle Stop Donuts. Yeah, it still looks like a sunny day, but it was turning a little different colors. It was kind of a little strange, but it didn't get dark like midnight dark. Here's Eclipseville mural right by the donut place. Whistle Stop Donut. Yeah, well, the train goes right through town. Right through. Yeah. Right smack dab through the city. So you see all the people I think the train dude was keeping the train from going across.
Yeah, he was stopping. He was pushing it back. Awesome, dude.
He said, hold the phone. We're going to let people enjoy the eclipse before we...
Start running them over.
Yeah, because the train is right near this park, and a lot of people were set up. You know, this was an event. Now they're all standing.
This is like Woodstock almost.
Has that feel, except there's like no music. This is like Mother Nature doing something real dramatic. Hey, the Peace Park. How about that?
See?
I'm all for peace.
I like peace. Yes, that's good.
If it all costs, yeah, peace is the better option. Better that than blowing up the whole world.
Generally the best option.
Because usually if you blow up one side of the world or one part of the circumference of the world, it kind of tends to affect...
Every time that has happened, you are so right.
Yeah, eventually affects...
You cannot be proven wrong either.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay, we're getting close. And, yeah, I kept periodically checking with my glasses, and it was really cool. And I wish I could show you all that, but you needed those special telescopes with the lenses and whatnot. And I would imagine on TV it was showing up real good. The money car truck is still in operation. Yeah, we're getting real close.
Can you zoom in on that woman over there? Yep, thank you. Wait, no. Okay, never mind. Wait.
I can't go back. This is already done. This is not live.
Okay.
That's one thing. Yeah, I can't.
I thought I recognized somebody.
Okay, well, the lights turned on in the park, which
Well,
so it got dark enough for that, but it's still. Well, let's listen in. I'll get the crowd here.
Yeah, I want to hear.
The cicadas or something were chirping away quite a bit. Okay, it's going on right about now. That 2 minutes and 40 seconds of ecstasy is going on right about now, Darren.
That's totality, man. That is crazy, crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's like a pebble blocking the sun or something, a big meteor blocking the view, but there's still like light going around. This is as dark as it got. But yeah, the crowd is mesmerized. It was cool. It's one of those things where you can put in quotes, you know, you had to be there. It doesn't maybe translate as well secondhand watching video, but you know what I'm saying?
I didn't really have to be there. I have your video.
Yeah, but yeah, seeing it with your own eyes always is the bomb.
Okay.
Yeah, here's the second time around. Yeah, it's weird how the camcorder adjusts to it, but boom, you get that light around the moon. And yeah. So it was safe at this point to actually view it. but as soon as it starts peaking on the other end, it's not so good.
That's just amazing. It's something to see.
Alright, one last look. I think I'll get out of this. Neat how it focuses in on it and then breaks it apart. But yeah, it's mystical. We feel like one in the universe here, or part of the universe. Now you can see the sun is...
Uh-oh, it's peeking.
It's peeking around the corner there, and yeah, now it gets dangerous. So people will have to put their glasses back on. Yep. The train held up just long enough.
That was incredible. That was great.
So now the sun is coming back, and the world didn't end, and life is good again.
That is awesome, man. Thank you, Dennis.
Yeah, well,
We're all better off now that you are alive.
Well, it was touch and go there. Thought maybe the world might end. The sun disappeared. What the heck?
You showed me totality, but you brought me back. Thank you.
Went through totality, so... totality, you can put that in a lot of perspectives, I guess. But totality pretty much would be...
I think it speaks for itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
In totality.
Photo op here. Totality.
Excuse me?
Totality rocks. I'm sure it said.
Excuse me?
But, it's like almost like a once-in-a-lifetime event, except there'll be another one in 7 years.
Okay, so a twice-in-a-lifetime event.
Yeah, but not so much through the Detroit area. If you want totality, it crisscrosses the other way, and we'll see that in 7 years. Here, but train action.
The thing that stood out to me about all that is these people not only had a good time, but they survived. All of them.
That's what's important, Darren. Yep. People were able to live to tell about it.
Thank you for letting us in on this grand event.
Is that the girl you wanted to see? Oh, never mind. There's the end of the line. Yeah, but they have heavy train action going through town here. A lot of cities certainly built up off the railroads. But it was like to get to totality, it took like an hour and a half. And then for the sun to reappear 100%, it took like another hour and a half after this point. A lot of people, surprisingly, just decided to up and leave after it was over. And it's like, hey, you're leaving in the middle of the show.
Well,
But-
they're not professional Eclipse people.
Yeah. Well, the traffic was going to be horrendous, as I would find out later in the evening. A lot of people had their favorite spot.
Or maybe these people were just smarter than you.
That's possible, too. Here, I like this tree. Nice, sturdy tree. Look at the trunk there. Emergency action. Total eclipse of the arts.
That's a play on something, isn't it?
Yeah, total eclipse of the hearts, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Very
that's
good.
a song.
Yes.
Nice little flower tree there. Yeah, but we just went through the hurricanes and stuff like that, and you have like the eye of the hurricane. I mean, that was the thing with Mother Nature, certainly, and this was a Mother Nature kind of exhibit too. What happened here with the eclipse? But well, here's some flower.
It's Donald
action.
Trump.
Is it? He's more orangey.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But
A little colorblind.
Yellow shows up actually pretty good. And good lighting. Yeah, it was great that there really wasn't any clouds in the sky. There was a little wispy, foggy a little bit, but nothing to block. It was like near perfect. And then this caught my eye, an old Coca-Cola bottling plant, I would presume.
That's
my
history there.
That's my guess, just by the sign there. This is as green can be. Well, I had time to kill. I didn't want to just go home right away. I was going to wait for the whole thing to finish. And you can see the traffic already backed up. It was like... And then I had my little dry bar kind of thing where I had a bottle left over there, so I'm just going to chill for a spell. But we'll take a peek here at the city of Hopkinsville. They had like a sign-in board if you wanted to sign in.
Did you sign?
No, I didn't. They need, doing the urban planning thing. They need a little help in Hopkinsville. They could use a little work. But they had a big boon in tourism on this particular day. They didn't know what all was going to happen. I was listening on a couple of the radio stations coming in, and they were all concerned about traffic and congestion, and they were given updates all the time, which was kind of nice. But with these smartphones and the GPS thing, it was great. I came in through kind of like the backside, and it worked out great. Okay, now I have a little glitch here. Let me fast forward this. I was looking at the ground there for a while, which is never a good thing. Okay. Oh, yeah, Darren, I'd like to say you can never have enough train action.
You can never have enough. Need a little more train action, Dennis.
Train action rocks. The more you get, the better it is.
A little train action.
Well, I live in the big city, and I don't live really near a train line. If I did, I would get more train action. But here, this particular city had a lot of train action, so I took advantage of it.
Choo-choo, baby.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I was just awestruck with the eclipse, and So I'm just chilling. But we'll round out the top of the show still with Eclipse, maybe a little urban planning. It was kind of families, certainly it was a summertime thing, so maybe some people took the day off or a vacation day here or there.
It looks like a really interesting town. Looks like something could be done with that.
Yeah, they have a good stand of buildings. They could do a little work. Here, every time I show the glasses, I'm actually sneaking a peek and looking at it, but unfortunately, I couldn't really get... I needed my camcorder to have the hookup with a special lens, and I didn't set that up in advance. That would have been the ticket. Cupcake Cafe. And they still have a line here for Farrell's Hamburgers.
Did you ever get one of those burgers?
I never did. I like their neon sign, though.
Apparently.
Yeah. Minnesota, let's see, I'll probably show... Okay. Well, I'm just showing people came from all around, but it was mainly the Midwest. There was a band that went from coast to coast, from Oregon to South Carolina. And this happened to be the closest place, basically, from the Detroit area to come and see it. It also happened to be one of the best places because it was the longest. But there's your official shirt, Eclipseville. And they have a distillery here. I think you could put, like, moonshine and stuff in there. Oh, yeah. That's what they do, or how they do in Kentucky. They do the moonshine.
We got to have the moonshine.
Okay, so I made it back to the bar. So I was catching... Well, I lived to see another day, and I was able to pour my own. I poured a nice one. Across the way, the Princess Theater.
Oh, that's really nice.
You can say that to this, Darren.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Well, they had decent landscaping throughout town. And the police were directing traffic.
Hey, police officers.
It was just incredible. Later in the evening, though, taking the Kentucky Parkway across, there was like a traffic jam at like 10:30 at night. Stop and go traffic. It was just insanity. So I don't know what the numbers were, if they had numbers of people that actually went down to check out the eclipse. But it's like they all decided to go home at about 10:30, it appeared. This one, you see the date there, Darren?
I did, 1890.
There you go. It's pretty old, ain't it?
Yes, it's almost 2 centuries.
1.5, maybe?
1890? Okay, well, how about 1.5 centuries?
There you go.
It's almost, it's on the... Never mind.
Yeah, math was not your forte.
It was actually, which is a really sorry-ass thing, or sorry thing about this. Excuse me. I did not say that.
Just say, never mind. But, yeah, looking at some of the buildings here, some of them have those old ghost ads. The old advertising. That one looked like it had Spot on there, too. So they got flowers. Yeah, I think I'm going up and down every block. They have entertainment, Ace Hardware. We have a few of those around. Now, the animals were supposed to react to the eclipse kind of weird, like they weren't supposed to quite understand what was going on.
Those cats turned into dogs.
You can take the detour over here, too. When I'm in Detroit, I always take the detour. But amazingly enough, they had it. Darren, I don't know. We might have some more train action.
No way, man.
Oh.
There's been so much already. I can't believe
Yeah, well,
you got more.
it's like the cowbell.
Train
You've heard of the cowbell, right?
action.
You can never have enough cowbell. It's the same thing with trains. Some people had the real professional equipment.
Does this one have a caboose?
No, they don't need to do the caboose anymore. That was supposed to help back in the day, I think, for the braking application, but that's not necessary. So usually the end just has a flashing red light.
So it's kind of like Rudolph, but in reverse.
It looks
Exactly.
Like Pac-Man.
Look at the
gotta do it
traffic.
with
You
the
don't need the
glasses.
glasses to look at the traffic, but every time I show the glasses, I'm really taking a peek, and it is kind of fascinating. Here, I think I got some entertainment. Then you have these streets, and none of them go perpendicular and across like a grid pattern. Everything in Kentucky is off, squirrely thing following the river or whatnot. So yeah, it's nice to have those phones that can orient you with the GPS. Here on the Hopkinsville welcome thing. I think I headed back to the park. And I think, there were still some people. It's vacated mainly, but there were a few people still catching a glimpse here and there.
Outside of the Eclipse, what kind of industry do they have there?
That's a good question. I should have asked somebody
Just the Eclipse?
in town.
Okay.
There's probably a lot of farming going on in the area, so support businesses for the farming. Boy, there's certainly a lot of planes, little small planes. Okay, here we go, Darren. Train action.
No way. Oh! Man, that was train action right up the keister.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Enjoy.
That just was right there.
Okay, well, this is going to round out the top of the hour with the train action. So, folks, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'd like to thank you, Darren, for helping out with the voiceover, even though you're going to have to brush up a little bit on your jokes. But other than that,
We'll see.
you did fine.
Have a good time. Congratulations, everybody.
For surviving the eclipse.
Yes.
Yes, we live to see another day. Oh, yeah.
guys, I'm sorry you didn't ask.